Boy, we had a time last night. Jesus. Bienvenido. If you are new here, welcome. My name is daljiimarax. I am your new favorite solo travel channel. Yes, I already made the decision for you, boo, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button to get into the content, okay? So, I spent a week in Panama City, Panama, and as a solo traveler, okay, take this tip to the grave. The best way to meet people is to stay at a hostel. Now, before we get started, no, I don't want to be in a bunk bed. I don't want to share my things. I don't want to, you know, be sleeping with strangers. Me either. That's why I don't do it. People have this misconception of hostels that they're just bunk beds, you sharing bathrooms with a whole bunch of strangers, it's unkept, it's cheaper because it's worse than a hotel or not as clean. Baby, don't even get me started. The Selena in general is like the Marriott of hostels because it is a chain hostel, so they are all around the world. They're in South America, they're in Europe, they're in the United States, they're in Central America like I was. They're just fucking everywhere, and they are so freaking nice. Like, this hostel, like, there was literally nothing different about this hostel than a hotel, a really nice hotel, other than the demographic. Like, at a hostel, the demographic is going to be much more similar. It's not going to be that very much wide of a range. Most people are younger, even though there were a lot of people in their 50s. I went to lunch. I met like a group of people there, and I went to lunch with a lady that was in their 50s. We're gonna get into that later. But hostels in general, baby, I'm telling you, the Selena was that girl, okay? So I booked the Selena in Casco Viejo in Panama City, Panama, because it had excellent reviews on, I think I was looking on booking.com. And before I even booked it, I didn't even know that Selena was a chain. I'm like, oh, this is just, you know, a really nice hostel in Panama City, Panama. Then I noticed that they had an app, and then I downloaded the app. I'm like, these bitches is everywhere, and they're so, and I was like mad because the one that I was going to wasn't even that nice compared to the ones in other places, because of like, one of their Selenas that's located like on a beach. There's Selenas that's located to have like mountains and in the wilderness and in the jungle. I'm going to a major city, and so I'm like, dang, like I wish I was going somewhere else so I could be on the beach. But it was really nice. Everybody said that the nightlife is lit, the rooftop is lit. I was like, that's exactly why I'm going there, to party. That's literally the reason I'm coming to Panama City, Panama, is to get lit. So let's get into it. I look ridiculous, but I got an upgrade, so I'm staying in a suite instead of a private room. Oh God, I look crazy. I'm about to get myself together, don't even worry about it. So boom, I landed in, what country is this? I'm in Panama, so I'm at my hostel. I unpacked everything, and on your first night you get a free drink. That's like a lot of hostels, because it was like the same one, and it was like that in Peru. So I'm going to go downstairs, get a drink, see if I can socialize, and yeah. So upon arriving, I get, you know, unpack everything. I'm not one of those people that can live out of their suitcase. Everything got to be laid out. We're not doing that, okay? So unpacked, and then I showered, and then I went downstairs, because usually when you stay in a hostel, your first night you get a free drink. Went downstairs for a free drink thinking, okay, I'm just about to get a free drink. May chop it up with somebody for a second. Let's just say I went downstairs about 4 p.m., didn't get back into my room till about 4 a.m. Let me just show you where this is going, okay? So I went downstairs, got my free drink, and sat down with these group of people that clearly, it looked like everybody was just meeting each other, conversating, and getting it together. So I went ahead, sat down, chopped it up. Mind you, I've been traveling since the morning, so I'm fucking hungry. But I wanted my free drink, okay? So they was like, who's hungry? Like, a couple of people just landed, was probably on the same flight I was, things like that. And they was like, let's go eat. So we like, fuck it, like, let's go. It's about less than 10, it's about 8 of us. So we leave and just start walking to a place to eat, and we stopped at this Turkish spot, and we started eating and chopping it up. So there's a couple of us there. So like I said, there's a couple older people stay in hostels too. There was this lady that was with us. She was in her 50s, and she had kids that are around my age. No, I think they were older than me. I'm 25. I think they were in their late 20s. Some people were in their 30s. Some people were the same age as me. Like, it was varied. So if you're in a house, if you want to travel around the world, and maybe you want to meet people, maybe it's not even about money, because people think hostels equal you stay at a hostel because you can't afford a hotel. Because I stayed in a private room, it would have cost the same amount of money to stay in a hotel than it would in anywhere. Like, it's the same amount of money. So I stayed in a hostel because I knew I went to this city to meet people and hang out and go to the club. So as a solo traveler, it's harder to do that if you're just in a hotel, because you can't really meet nobody that way. You know what I'm saying? At a hostel, it's set up to make people meet each other. So some people, you know, some people were in the 50s and different ages. People were from the Netherlands, Italy, a couple of us from the US, Venezuela. It was just a variety of us from different parts of the world. And this Italian guy was like, yo, I think he had been staying there 2 days already. It was like, I heard about this bar hopping situation tonight. Like, we meet at the lobby at like 8 o'clock. We pay this guy $22 a piece, and we go bar hopping to a couple different spots and we get a free drink. So we like, why the hell not? So we get there. After we done eating, we chopping it up, conversating, whatever, for about 2 hours. It's lit. Like, everybody's really cool. It was just a really nice time. And then we get back to the hotel about 7:30, because mind you, I told you, I got there probably around 4, landed and got to my hostel about 4. So between getting dressed and the hostel, we got about 30 minutes to spare. So I went upstairs to like maybe take some things out my bag, because I was vlogging. Like, if we're going to the club, I'm not meant to be carrying around too much shit. So I thought I was gonna rest my eyes, but I was like, if I lay down, I'm never gonna get back up. So I went downstairs to the lobby. It's about 8 o'clock, the guy downstairs, and he's telling everybody, okay, pay with cash or whatever the case may be. And then we get our first drink, and then it's about a group of 50 of us. So what I didn't know is that this is like not a bar hopping situation for the hostel, but I think this was promoted on Airbnb experiences as well. So people who stayed in hotels and other places is driving here to the Selena to go bar hopping. So we go to everybody rounds up and we start walking. We're walking around.
You guys know we are in Old Town, okay? The oldest part of the city. This is Panama, 4 houses in the city.
4 houses? Oh, okay, that's what I heard.
That is La Cotoreña, okay? And the cheapest beer, just so you know.
Are there like colleges there?
Oh yeah, that's really funny.
Not fair.
Baby, when I tell you, this night was so fun. Now, granted, everywhere, I'm not going to lie, everywhere we went, the music was ass. They did not play anything that came out past 2010. So we get to the first spot. It's kind of like cute. Everybody's kind of like mingling and meeting each other. And then we start, you know, getting drunk. So we going, it's literally like Lady Gaga said, bus, another club, bus, another club, no sleep. Like, we going at it. I'm drinking, people buying other people's shots. Even though every place we went to 4 spots and they gave you a free drink. That was included in your fee. For the bar hop was a free drink everywhere. We drinking a lot. I'm meeting other people from other places around the world. We just taking shots. It was fucking lit. By the time that night was over, baby, it was time for me. By the time we got to the last spot, there was like some beanbag chairs. I was like, fuck yes. Went over to the beanbag chairs, laid out on the beanbag chairs, and my black ass fell the fuck asleep because I was that drunk and I was that exhausted. So the lady came over to me. There was like 3 people that was running it. It was like a guy and these 2 ladies and his assistants. She came, she's like, girl, we ready to go. Like, let's go. Like, you good? Bitch, I popped up. She said it's time to go. Power walked my ass back to the hostel. They're like, oh, the roof bar up, you know, the roof upstairs got some shit going on too. I'm like, okay, dipped. I've been fucking with y'all since 6 p.m. I got to go. I am exhausted. I'm sleepy. I ain't seen I just got here. Literally, when I tell y'all, like, that's the best part of solo traveling, and this is exactly why I do not make major plans when I travel is because when the unexpected shit happens, that be the highlight of your trip. Panama City was not my favorite destination, but it was one of my favorite solo trips ever because of the people that I met, because of the experiences that I had right there. And this is just day one. Like, I did all this, I went out, met a whole bunch of people, connected with them, went out to hella fucking clubs, drinking all night, conversation. Like, this is just night one. I got 6 more days left of the trip. So that's what had happened. All right, I got a walking tour. I need to get breakfast first. So, I'm gonna go find some breakfast, child. All right, I found the breakfast spot, and I'm grabbing something to go because I have to hit that tour in like 30 minutes. Thank God this place was like close to walk to. So the next morning rolls around. It's time to go on a walking tour. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really intrigued. I was a bit hungover. I experienced some racism. You can go ahead and check that out on my TikTok account. My little story time about the racism I experienced while I was on that hike. On that walking tour. But you know, that happened. But yeah, basically in a nutshell, if you want to stay at a Selena, if you want to travel the world and you want to stay in a hostel, I highly recommend Selena locations because they're fucking everywhere and they're so nice, they're so clean. Like, they came and cleaned my whole hostel every single day like you would in a hotel. Stripped the sheets, swept, mopped, everything. Spotless. I didn't feel unsafe. Everybody I met there was staying in a bunk bed and they didn't have any issues. It was really bomb. Next, one of my favorite things about this trip was that it had a digital nomad workspace because I was still working when I was there. I didn't call off for this trip at all. So downstairs they had all of these different workstations. They have private rooms if you want to book that. They had coffee and tea and things down there for you. It was really nice. It was quiet at first and then everybody got in there, so if you feel like it needs to be completely quiet, I would book a private room. But if you're going and you're working, you're not like just on vacation, they have spaces for that. If you don't have, like, if you did end up like maybe getting a shared room and you don't have a desk, even though I had a desk in my room, I was like, let me just go try it out. Like, I'm here, why not? So this is like the spot for digital nomads, but it's also just perfect if you're just solo traveling and you have intentions to meet other people and hang out and do activities with other people. So I give the Selena a 10 out of 10. Any location you go to is probably gonna be bomb. I can't wait to go to my next destination because I think I'm just gonna book a Selena as well. But stay in a hostel and specifically stay in Selena's if you can. If they're close, if they're in that city, I recommend them. The people there were super helpful. It was just a good ass vibe. They had a pool upstairs. The pool was really nice. They had this taco spot upstairs. Them steak tacos. If you go to the Selena in the Panama City, get them damn steak tacos at that restaurant on the roof bar. Oh my god. Then at night, the rooftop turned into a party. Like, it's lit at night. Everybody and their mama in town, everybody at the hostel is up there. They got like 2 bars, they got a dance floor. Told you they got a pool, they got a goddamn restaurant up there. Like, it was a vibe. Like, I fucked with the Selena. Like, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend everybody go there. If you're going to Panama City, Panama, book the Selena. I already said it 10 times, so do it again, okay?